Cześć. Dzień dobry from winter. Now, if this doesn't count as a winter in Poland, if I don't get credit for being here in winter, if this doesn't count as winter, I know some of y'all are like, Luke, this is nothing. This is the warmest winter we've had in 30 years. Maybe, but it's still a winter. Still goes in that category. Now, so I've been with you all, and this is a vault video, so I'm probably not here as you're watching this, but I took the time to film this video so that I could have something to look back on and to create some more content to add value to not only Poland, but the people who thought about coming here. And I got asked a really great question, and I've been walking literally. It's very rare someone asks me a question and my mind goes blank. My mind has gone almost blank. Someone asked me, what are 3 things that I hope doesn't change in Poland? And I'm thinking about that. I'm like, okay, so how do I go about answering that? I think I need to ask a better question. And I want to look at what has changed maybe, and do I like it? It's got my brain going in circles right now. But I think the first thing that I hope doesn't change, as I'm here in Warsaw, I know maybe it's not like this in every city, but I know here in Warsaw, they're building new buildings. Every time I come here, there's a new taller building here, a new bigger building. They're still building buildings. And a lot of the old buildings are getting torn down. And the older buildings are getting remodeled and painted. I hope that Poland, one thing that doesn't change is the almost like, I would say the infrastructure in a sense, that gives it that Poland look. I hope that the infrastructure doesn't change so much that when someone shows you a picture of Poland, you think, wow, that looks like New York. Like, because there's a certain magic that is in Poland right now, and I'll show you as we're walking, that makes Poland Poland. As you walk down the street, you realize like, oh no, this is not New York. And it shouldn't necessarily feel like that, because I can just go there. I hope they don't lose that. Like, just the way that things look. Going into small towns and seeing the little bakeries, and so many of those places are closed that I used to go to, but going and seeing the little shops, the small shops, the old, just a little bit of reminder of what was. I hope that part doesn't go away, because now as more tourists are coming here, they're starting, as most cultures and places, when more tourists and people start to come there, they start to just cater to them. They're like, well, tourists like to have AC, tourists like to have nice chairs, tourists like to have espresso coffee. So they start to, and you see things slowly that were here go away. And I know that's just part of the circle of life, the cycle of life. But if I could not see something change, that would probably be one of those things. And the second thing I'd have to say, and I'm trying to think of this on the fly because thinking of it on myself, I can't, my brain doesn't, it's been a challenge. Wow, these buildings, look at them. And I probably have to say the second thing that I would hope doesn't change in Poland is honestly and this might be the only other thing, is the kindness of the people. Like, it might sound crazy, but the kindness of the people. I know what you're thinking, like, well, Luke, you talk about people don't smile and all this, and I know, but I hope, just looking at some books, I hope that they don't forget that they were kind. You know, history has a way of making you protect yourself from things. And we tend to hold on to stuff, and we get a bad reputation. Like, this person's not from here, so they must be, what's going on? That's the history. But there's a kindness in people's hearts. I have yet to meet a Polish person that I've seen consistently that hasn't opened up and been super friendly to me once they've got to know me. But I hope that they remember that the kindness is there. The kindness is there. And you can go about your day and be like, you can go about your day and not talk to anyone and just be mad that it's cold, and mad that you're in the metro, and then mad that these people are in line, mad that the place is too hot, mad that it's cold, mad that the prices are going up, mad that you're not making enough money, mad that you're not traveling. You can do that. But I want you to remember that the happiness is there. Like, it's there. The kindness is there. I've seen it. And I hope that people don't forget it. Because I feel that over time, people end up really forgetting about certain things like that. And I hope that doesn't happen. And I think as people start to remember that they have the kindness and happiness within them, I think that they'll start to just be like, wait, I can be happy. I can be happy. And then all of a sudden you start to treat people different and talk to people different. And then before you know it, like, people are reaching out to you. You're making more friends. You don't have to walk around and just be mad. You'll smile because you're like, why wouldn't I smile? If I don't smile, then what am I going to do? So that would be number 2, I'd say. That would be number 2. I'm trying to think of a third one. This is where I get stuck every time. The third one, if I had to have a third one, what would I say? Look at that beautiful view. And this is actually real Poland. Like, I've almost felt like 2 or 3 times, like real winter Poland. And if I had to think of a third thing that I hope doesn't change, I hope it's, I'm not sure. I get stuck on this one. I don't know if it's like, not that I hope it never changes, but I hope people always remember. Put it like that. Maybe that's a better way to frame that. That's a mistake here to get some pictures of that building. Faculty of Culture and Science from here. It's really nice. Like, I'd probably say something along the lines of, whoa. I'd say something along the lines of the power of the small cities. Maybe. And maybe that's not just to Poland, but that's just to everywhere. The power of the small cities. Like, the magic is still there. Like in the little small cities. And I would not want people to get so, I'd want people to not change to a sense that, I'm trying to think how to say it. I would not want it to change to a sense where everyone's going to the big town, because that's where everything is. And everyone just talks about, now let's go to Warsaw for a shopping weekend. And maybe care more about actually the culture that's here, the food that they have here, not just cater food to other places, to cater food to tourism, but have like real local places and have people really try, like, not a restaurant that says traditional Polish food, but have places where it's just traditional Polish food because it's there. They don't need a sign to say that. It's very interesting when I see a sign that says that. I'm like, because if it was traditional Polish food, why would they have a sign that says traditional Polish food? We're in Poland, so it should just be a normal place, hole-in-the-wall restaurant. But I feel as time changes, the bigger restaurants, the bigger places are going to come and take that place. And I hope that Poland doesn't lose that culture and not, I understand you need to cater and make money and all that, but I hope that it doesn't change the culture too much. I've seen it happen in so many different places that I've been and lived at in the world. Is now tourists come, so now everything's created around the tourists. And now everyone goes to the big city, including the local people, because when they go to the big city, they can go to the mall and they can go shopping. And now, I mean, when I walk around in Warsaw, I see people just shopping all the time. Everywhere, shopping. I feel like I'm back in the States. And I think that people can remember that when they're here, it's because they don't want to be in the States. They want to be in Poland and experience what it's like. But if Poland becomes this place that's, it's very similar to the States now, and it's super commercialized, and there's Wi-Fi everywhere, and people out, and I think that a little bit of the magic goes away. And I know someone like me who loves the small cities, I realize that that's where I have to go a lot of times. And I hope that that's not forgotten. I hope that the people don't forget that the small cities is where the magic is, and big cities are magical as well. But as they get commercialized, they become a lot like other big cities. And then a big city just becomes a big city instead of being like, oh my goodness, this is way different than it used to look. Like, that makes sense. But can you see how this was a tough question for me to answer? I didn't have the answer. Hope I did a decent job. With that being said, though, I hope you got some value from this. And those are things I hope don't change, because I love it here. I love being in Poland. I love spending time here. Even coming here in the winter, as people say, it would be so cold and I would hate it. See what I think about it. Even that has its beauty to it. And yeah, even now with the sun coming out, it's a perfect sign. I want to thank you guys for being here, for watching. And if you want to do a winter in Poland, I think it's a good idea. Just make sure you guys have some gloves. And get out in the mornings. I don't know what it is about Poland, but it's much warmer in the mornings. Like, the sun seems to be out in the mornings and around 9:30. Just goes away, gets gray, cold, windy. So now's the time I say to come. And yeah, that's what I say. Hope maybe this didn't make any sense, but maybe it did for someone. Maybe it's something I said. But thank you so much for being here, for watching, and from a cold morning. here in Warsaw. Look at that. I want to thank you for being here, for watching, and I'll speak to you guys later. And Polska, kocham ci i do widzenia.